Hi, Vanderhoof community. It's Ms. Rodriguez, principal at Vanderhoof. I just wanted to reach out and say hi. I hope this video is coming to you all and that you're all safe and well and you're out and about enjoying the Colorado weather. We can't live in a better state, right? I hope you've had a wonderful summer. I just want to follow up. I know I sent an email last week and I wanted to connect with you via video this week and just touch base. I want to say thank you to those of you that have reached out and processed already, and extend that invitation to others. If you're wanting to process with me, I'm available. If you've got questions, I'll do my best to answer them. Feel free to reach out email or by phone. I'm available. Okay. I think that this is just the starting point to us beginning to really see what it's going to look like and feel like at Vanderhoof this year. And this video, I am making it with the intent of hopefully answering some of those questions I'm hearing kind of over and over that I think are ones that are out there that a lot of us have. Okay. I know it won't answer all, obviously, but it's a starting point, and we're going to continue to work together as we map this out. So I'm going to jump in. I think the first thing I want to address is the survey. The survey went out on July 8th from the district, asking parents to submit a choice between coming face-to-face in school, sending their students to school face-to-face, or choosing to keep their students home and do online learning. And I know some of you are still grappling with that decision. And I understand. I have 2 Jeffco students myself, and that has not been an easy decision when we don't know details of what each school is doing. However, I want to ease your mind a little bit. This decision is by no means final or binding. It's just an initial kind of decision out there for us to gather numbers so we can begin in the school really looking at scheduling and staffing. So it really helps us. I want to tell you that I am by no means holding anybody to this initial decision. You will have a chance to assess what's best for your family once we have a clearer picture of what day-to-day is going to look like, both remote and face-to-face. Okay, so I would like to encourage you, if you haven't already, please submit that survey as soon as possible. It really does help us begin this process of building out what it's going to look like. Okay, so that's the first part. The second part I want to address are some of the questions around when we do choose face-to-face, what are those safety pieces that are going to be in place at school? And I can address some of those, obviously, that have been made clear by the district. The first one I want to address is around face masks. Everyone will be required to wear a face mask. That's staff and students. Okay. And the district is providing one reusable, washable face mask for students and staff. We will have a limited supply of disposable ones. So if a student forgets a mask, or maybe their mask gets kind of yucky during the day, we'll have some to give them. Okay. I would recommend having some washable ones at home, just in case, right? And then obviously practicing using masks now whenever you can. I think that will be helpful. I think we're all trying to practice using them and getting used to them. Okay. We'll be using masks whenever we cannot be 6 feet apart. So that social distancing piece, right? We're going to try to really social distance as much as we can, 6 feet apart. But when we can't, we'll be using a mask. So times when we're maybe transitioning, maybe we're in the hallways, maybe we're using the restroom, maybe if we're in a classroom and we're sitting next to a classmate that isn't 6 feet apart, or a teacher, we were going to use our masks. Okay. I also want to say, though, we all know that this is a new thing. This is not something we're all used to, right? So we're going to be flexible, and we know as educators, we're going to have to allow time to really adjust to this with students and take breaks. So we will have times in the day where we can take some breaks with our masks, go outside, because there are going to be opportunities for students to take them off. So I'm going to share some of those. When we go outside for recess, students can take their masks off as long as they're social distancing and running around. They can take their masks off. Okay. When they're eating lunch, they can take their mask off. And when they're in PE and they're doing activities where they're spread apart, they can take their mask off. And then obviously we will schedule breaks. Okay, so the mask piece is one part of our safety protocol that we'll be doing. Another part of the safety protocol is around just hand washing. So we're going to have some training in protocols. We'll teach kids around hand washing. And we'll have hand sanitizer for all the classrooms, but we're also going to obviously take times where we'll go to the sinks and they can wash their hands, obviously before lunch, after recess, things like that. Okay. So that will just be part of our day, which is hand washing has always been part of the day, but we will have hand sanitizer provided by the district as well. Okay. For each classroom. I would like to say, if you are out and about buying school supplies and you're at Target or Walmart and you see hand sanitizer or Clorox wipes, and you want to donate some of those to the school, we would actually really appreciate that. We will have some provided by the district, but it's always nice to have extra, and we will be using them. And we also know that those are things that are hard to come by. So if you see them and you can do that, we would really appreciate it. Some of the other safety guidelines will be around screening. And I'm sure some of you have experienced this if your kids have gone to camp this summer, or if you've had to go, to a doctor's office or something. We'll be doing kind of similar protocols with screening for temperature. So we'll have temperature checks in the morning for staff and students, and we'll have just some general health questions that we'll ask at the start of each day. Okay. And then we'll share more protocols to come on what that's going to look like. If a student or staff member gets sick, we'll kind of map out that piece as well. And what that will look like. And the other piece to this is around how we're going to be grouping kids. It's been said out there that we're going to do cohorting, and I want to be very clear on what that means. Cohorting is just a class. So we will keep kids with their class, their homeroom class. So they'll stay with that one teacher and those classmates throughout the day. They will not be switching classrooms, okay? So they'll stay in their classroom, they'll eat lunch in their classroom, and they'll have recess with their classmates. They will not be mingling with other classes, even same grade level. So, and part of that is part of CDC guidelines of just trying to keep track of who we're coming in contact with, and also mitigate how many people, the number of people we're coming in contact with. Okay, so those are those pieces right now that we have available to us and the details of what it's going to look like. We'll begin to really look at what it will look like in the building with how we set up our classrooms. We do know that students will be sitting in individual desks versus shared spaces, and that we'll be looking at how the flow and the direction of traffic and movement in the building will look. And so I will share that as soon as I have a little bit more of an idea of that in Vanderhoof. So those are some of those safety pieces, okay? The other thing that I want to talk about would be around supplies. So we put a supply list out at the, probably at the end of the year, and then again at the start of this summer, right, when we're getting ready to buy supplies. And I know Target's already got it out, so yay, school supplies. So when you're out looking at supplies, know that the supply list was not adjusted for, obviously, the circumstances that we're in right now. Typically, we share a lot of supplies. We will not be sharing supplies this year. And so you'll see that, like, some classrooms have already said, like a supply box or a supply bag. If it doesn't have that, I would recommend buying one for your student, because we'll be having each student have their own supplies. Okay, so just be aware of that. The other things I want to share a little bit about would be just some of those differences between what it's going to look like for remote learning versus face-to-face. Obviously, it's going to look different this year for us, right? This is not the traditional way that school is, but I want to reassure everyone that we stand true to who we are at Vanderhoof, and we really truly believe in relationships and taking care of our community and honoring each kid. So we're going to do our best to still continue to do that and to build learning environments that stay true to that, and continue to grow our learners. Okay, we really felt like we are able to continue to build on what we did in the spring with our online platforms. So we will continue to do that as well. As we think about remote learning, because we know at times we might fluctuate in and out of that depending on this virus. But those of you that are choosing remote learning, we have really strong educators in our building, and I stand by every staff member. They are incredible, and they have the ability to come up with the exact right learning for each kid and build really interactive, essential learning for all kids. And I want to reassure you that will continue. And that's part of our work when we come back together, is to continue to grow in those areas of how we use different technology platforms, but also how we streamline it, not only for students, but for all of you. And that will be part of what we talk about even when we're face to face. We're going to have kids using those technology platforms. We're going to have them using those technology tools. We want them to own that learning. Even our littlest ones, we want them to own that learning. And we're going to get them prepared for whatever may come. And same goes for those of you that are choosing maybe to do remote learning. We have incredible educators, and they have a strong set of skills based both in face-to-face learning and online learning. We hired a new digital teacher librarian for this year with an incredible skill set, and she will be supporting our staff and all of you in our community on how to build out our tools and our understandings of what it looks like online. So I just want to reassure you with that those of you that have been part of Vanderhoof know our traditions and who we are and how amazing our educators are. We're going to continue those pieces. Our teachers are excited. They're excited to see you guys, to see their students, and continue to grow them as learners. And those of you that are new and joining us, please know that that is who we are. We believe in relationships, we believe in community, and we believe in high academics. And we will continue those traditions, knowing that it's going to look a little different, but knowing that it's going to be an incredible year. Okay, and that we're in this together, and that we'll continue to build our plan for Vanderhoof together. So I hope that some of this information has provided some clarity, some space to breathe, but also knowing that I'm here and I will continue to answer the questions as best I can as more information comes to light, and more information is shared with me. Okay, so please reach out. I am here. And we will just continue down this track. And I look forward to talking to you all soon. And we will definitely have a meeting as a community very soon. As I get more information and get some more things set up, I will send that out to you all. Have a wonderful Sunday evening, and I will see and talk to you all very soon. Take care and stay safe.